All right, howdy, y'all. As always, God bless America. Today we're going to be doing a video from the liberal hive mind. He has a really good take on how this could have happened, the assassination attempt on Trump. And I just got to say, I can't believe within a half an inch and Trump would be dead. Literally shot him in the ear. It's crazy. They were trying to completely take him out. I can't understand. I gotta say, God bless President Trump, and please watch over him. We're gonna do today's video in high speed as always, so let's get straight into it. This is proof that they're trying to take his Secret Service away, and they've already stripped it down to where he doesn't have a full detail.
Not so subtle dig at Donald Trump, and a reminder that none of this is normal. Joining us now is the former chairman of the January 6th committee, Democratic Congressman Benny Thompson of Mississippi.
The former chair of the January 6th committee, so he's one of the corrupt people that was trying to wrongfully convict Trump.
Good morning, Chairman. It is a pleasure to have you. The Washington Post headline screams, if Trump is convicted, Secret Service protection may be obstacle to imprisonment. I thank you for your legislation. I have been saying for some time that any former president or federal official who has this type of protection and some of the other benefits of being a former member of office, all of that should go away. All of it, all the privileges, all the briefings, all the access should go away until your status is cleared up in the criminal justice system. What say you, sir? This legislation from...
He is the Republican nominee. And they're literally sitting here talking about trying to strip his Secret Service away. That's why people shouldn't watch MSNBC. If you are going to watch MSNBC, you need to watch Fox too. You need to see what both sides of the aisle are saying. You can't just look at one side of the story and expect to get all the right answers. You have to watch both different news networks. Newsmax is another really good one. If you want both sides of the story, you want to watch MSNBC, watch another one. Watch a right-wing news outlet as well. You got to know what both sides of the aisle are saying.
All right, folks, so we saw what happened, and we've seen all the video evidence. I'm sure you have. Well, like I alluded in the intro, I got some serious questions. First off, we got this clip.
And you know, that's a little bit old, that shot's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
Now, based on reports, what you're seeing are two Secret Service members on top of a roof behind Donald Trump, aiming down scope at what seems to be a threat. The question is, what are they waiting for? What's taking so long? Why the hesitation? And most importantly, if they were looking down the scope at a terrorist sniper, why didn't they eliminate the threat? That is obvious question number one. Obviously, there was some sort of failure, but it gets even worse after seeing this video, because again, it raises more questions than it answers. First off, why the hesitation? Why didn't they do their job? And secondly, how the frick did this happen in the first place? How? We're talking about the Secret Service here. We're talking about a former...
Yeah, if they even thought there was a threat, they seen any sort of threat, they should have got Trump off the stage, even if they didn't engage and shoot the guy. If they seen somebody that could have possibly been a threat, they should have immediately pulled Trump off the stage until they figured out what was going on, till cops apprehend this guy. I mean, I could understand them not shooting if they didn't see a rifle or something. If they just see somebody on, but you see somebody on a roof. When a president's speaking, you immediately get the president away from it so that person can't see him. It's crazy.
Former president, and possibly the next president of the United States. He is supposed to have 24/7 full-on Secret Service security detail, and not just any detail, but the best in the business. You mean to tell me that the best in the business, coordinating with local law enforcement and probably other contracting groups, you mean to tell me that all of these highly trained, top of their industry professionals didn't even secure the perimeter? They didn't have buildings in the direct vicinity on lockdown? I mean, it is truly unbelievable. You know, the way this is looking to me, it seems unbelievable that Secret Service allowed this to happen, and that's where the question gets raised. Was this just an honest mistake, or was there a purpose behind the inaction? Was there a secret conspiracy transpiring? We can only speculate. Well, when speculating, generally you'll follow what makes the most sense. Well, honestly, like I just said, the Secret Service and police department in action, the sheer level of incompetence seems almost unbelievable. Some of the eyewitness testimony, I mean, it's mind-blowing.
And you know, that's a little bit old. He's going down! And watch and listen to the rally, right? We couldn't see him, but we could hear him. So we walked up, and probably 5 to 7 minutes of Trump speaking. I'm estimating here, I have no idea, but we noticed the guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle. We could clearly see him with a rifle. Absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? Like they didn't know what was going on. We're like, hey, right here on the roof. We can see him from right here. We see him. He's crawling.
As Trump started, I noticed two officers that were looking for something or somebody. I was looking around myself and seeing a guy on top of one of the buildings go in between one building to the next, and went and told the officer that he was up there. And when I went back to my spot, I heard that people could still see the person from where they were standing. So I checked that out, and I went back to tell the officer that if he came over there, he could see them. And when I turned my back is when the shots started.
We keep seeing eyewitnesses doing media interviews saying they were there for minutes trying to warn Secret Service that somebody was on the roof, and nothing was done. All the training, the protocols. How does that make sense? How is that building and that roof not secured? How were there not 3 Secret Service agents on that roof with weapons, making sure the perimeter is totally secure? It's unbelievable. It's almost as if the conspiratorial thought is a more believable story than just assuming incompetence. Whoops. It brings up little tidbits. It's funny how you forget things. I cover the news every single day. I've been doing it for years, but sometimes, stuff that was so important, talking points and things that we were covering in the past, it just kind of disappears from the memory bank. But now a lot of it is coming back. You know who I'm thinking about? Democrat Senator Benny Thompson. Let's not forget that Trump's Secret Service protection could have been removed under Benny Thompson's proposed legislation back in April, just a couple months ago. As Donald Trump was facing a possible verdict, Democrats in Congress were working to remove his Secret Service protection. They wanted him vulnerable. I'm just supposed to not...
And this totally makes sense. This is why they were trying to take his Secret Service. That way they could get someone in there to take him out. Like Trump didn't even have a full security detail.
link the two because that makes me a crazy conspiracy theorist? No, it's almost as if this is exactly what they wanted. I'm also thinking a whole lot about Joe Biden's recently sworn-in director of U.S. Secret Service, Mrs. Kimberly A. Cheadle, and the fact that she has repeatedly refused to give Donald Trump full presidential Secret Service protection.
So she's in charge. Joe Biden put the person that's fully in charge of all the Secret Service. She is the one that says how many Secret Service agents you can get and which ones and how the detail is essentially dealt out.
Gino goes in on it.
But President Trump is a former president running for re-election. You essentially have two incumbents running. Folks, he does not have a full presidential package right now. It is putting the man in danger. His threat level is apocalyptic and catastrophic. It is time right now for Kim Cheadle, the Secret Service director, to get her head out of her ass and do the right thing. I could tell you stories for days about her putting politics ahead of presidential protection. I am not being overly emotional because I've said it before. The Secret Service director is utterly unqualified right now to be doing what she's doing. It is time for her first to get this thing solved. It's an emergency situation right now and find out what happened, but she should step down immediately. Some of the things she has told people on that detail about security arrangements, clearly making political statements, she is completely unqualified. It is time for President Trump to have a full presidential package.
What we saw was either a result of complete incompetence or what we saw was
there's literally the people on CNN and MSNBC are calling him Hitler and saying that literally the people on Twitter or X now have been calling for Joe Biden to take him out. Well, the Supreme Court just ruled that Joe Biden can literally take Trump out. Like they've been saying it for the last 2 months. Like I'm actually surprised it took this long for something to actually happen. Like you can only call somebody Hitler and they're saying that he's going to never leave office and all this other stuff. They're literally calling for violence against him. Like Hitler mass murdered tens of thousands of innocent people. Like there is absolutely no comparison to President Trump, who's never hurt a fly. Like it's insane. And the mainstream media and MSNBC and CNN, they've all been pushing for this. You can only, like I said, they've been calling him Hitler when he's never hurt one single person. This is what the Democrats, they set this up.
A purposeful sabotaging of Trump's security.
I'm alleging they set it up. And hopefully it gets proven and we can take these bastards out of power. They will do anything to stay in power.
Detail, which created clear vulnerabilities and allowed an opportunity for a shooter to have a window on President Trump. It's hard to know exactly what happened, or again, to make a declarative statement here, but obviously something makes no sense. How in the frick did the U.S. Secret Service allow a domestic terrorist sniper to set up for not just 2 seconds on a parallel roof within a clear fatal distance without any intervention? How was nobody covering that building? How could this have...
And somebody actually got it on camera. That's literally the sniper laying there before they shot. Like If Trump didn't have enough Secret Service agents, I guess I could see how this happens. Like, he's supposed to have over a dozen agents, and he's literally, he doesn't have enough manpower to be able to cover the whole area. I just, this is baffling to me. Praise God. Thank you, Lord, that they missed. That's all I got to say.
Possibly happened? Well, director Kimberly A. Cheadle has some big frickin' questions to answer, and I'm just hoping she'll do a better job in her response than she did with the accidentally deleted January 6 tapes, or rather text messages.
She would know. The 28-year veteran was on the team that evacuated Vice President Dick Cheney on 9/11, and she served on then Vice President Biden's protective detail. He named her director in mid-2022. Amid a swirl of controversy over the agency deleting nearly all of its text messages from January 6th, the agency says that was due to a data migration.
System migrations happen, but I think for a lot of Americans, it just doesn't pass the smell test, given the timing and the volume of messages deleted.
Well, it's unfortunate that that would be the assumption that people would make. Our integrity is.
No, it was an accident. We accidentally deleted all the footage from January 6th.
Everything, and there was nothing nefarious attached to that.
Their integrity has...
Again, it's hard to say exactly what happened. I don't want to attribute malice. It could possibly just be incompetence, as we're now learning that Kimberly Cheadle was focused on DEI initiatives.
To expand hiring, they're aiming to have 30% women recruits by 2030, and even allowed YouTube influencer Michelle Khare to train with agents.
But I'm very conscious, as I sit in this chair now, of making sure that we need to attract diverse candidates and ensure that we are developing.
She needs fired. 100% flat out fired. CBS News, and like, at least they did the interview. Like, how you need the best person for the job. It doesn't matter what color they are. If you're judging somebody by their color, you're a racist. It doesn't matter if it's for a job. Doesn't matter what for. You take the best qualified person and you give them the job. If you're giving somebody a job because they're black or because they're a woman, that makes you a racist or a sexist. It's that simple. Martin Luther King said it. He wants people to be judged by the content of their character, not the color of their skin. So you can't just hire people for what they look like, especially people protecting the president. This is insanity. These people are completely insane.
And giving opportunities to everybody in our workforce, and particularly women.
More focused on ridiculous woke DEI programs than she wasn't doing her job, which of course is protecting the President of the United States and the former presidents. Absolutely shocking, confusing stuff. Independent investigations must be launched immediately. Every single question must be answered because none of this makes any freaking sense at all. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did,
That's the end of the video. If you judge somebody, whether it's for a job or not for a job, these people are racist. Anybody that has a DEI program, diversity, equity, inclusion, they are racist against white people or whoever they think they should hire. But you can't hire people because of what they look like. Martin Luther King said it, like the content of their character, not the color of their skin. So that goes both ways. Alright, that's today's video. If you like it, like it. If you like it a lot, subscribe. If you want to help other people see it, go ahead and share it or leave a comment. I hope to hear from you in the comments. Till the next time, God bless you all.